Getting set for another week of RMU men's hockey. I'm Matt Gaktka, joined by freshman defenseman Brendon Michaelian from Wixom, Michigan, suburb of Detroit. And Brendon, so far in your freshman year here, the Colonials have had an up and down season. So playing your part, I know that as a first-year player at this level, maybe not part of the leadership group, so to speak, but how have you tried to navigate all that goes on during the course of a college hockey season?
Well, obviously there's a lot that goes on in a college hockey season. Being a freshman, it's a big jump from junior to college hockey. So I think the biggest thing for me is just trying to absorb, everything I possibly can, whether that's watching, the older guys do, what they do. But that's like the biggest thing for me is, especially guys like on the back end, like Izzy, A-Rob, Jenny, Giles, those guys have all been great, especially the D, and we just try and soak up things, they're telling us, and we watch them and try and do, things they do.
At a previous level in juniors with the Amarillo franchise in the North American Hockey League, you were a captain. So how have you tried to take some of those characteristics, some of that experience over to you or with you to this level?
Yeah, in Amarillo, it was great to be a captain. It was a great place to play my junior hockey. And, being a captain, being a leader on that team, I think the biggest thing I try and do is I just try and go out and work as hard as I can every day, no matter what, other people are saying. I think, because we struggle in Amarillo a little bit too. And, as of late, obviously things haven't been the greatest for us. And I think the biggest thing is just to come with your work boots every day and just work hard. Don't say a lot, just do.
There's been a lot of talk about what happened during the off week, and you guys talking about some things off the ice and really getting away from it on the ice. Just a couple of practices last week, and it seems like there's renewed energy among the group. How are you feeling it from inside?
I feel great. Personally, it was great. Personally, get out of the rink. Not really worry about hockey. Go home, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. Get to see them. And I think everyone's come back with a new mindset, positive mindset, and I think we're all ready to work, and we're really excited about the upcoming weekend.
You're one of 3 members of the team with a brother playing in NC2A Division I hockey. And you have a twin brother. His name's Justin. He's also going through the same thing with Ferris State University. You two have both gotten into plenty of games. So what's your communication been like with him? How are you sharing your experiences? Maybe some advice back and forth.
Obviously, we're best friends. We do everything together. We talk every day, whether it's FaceTime, texting, Snapchat, whatever it is. We're always making sure we're communicating with each other. And, obviously there's been ups and downs. Being a freshman, you're not always in the lineup and stuff like that. So we're always just making sure, we're there for each other, someone to lean on. And, and it's someone, you talk to about things you don't really necessarily talk with other people. So it's always nice to have that outlet. And, I couldn't be more happier to have him in my life.
And by the way, Alex Tonja and Aiden Gerdukis are the other 2 who have brothers playing at this level. When you look back to your childhood coming up, getting into the sport, what attracted you to hockey in the first place? I mentioned you come from the Detroit area, so you're around it. It's one of the best places to grow up if you want to be a hockey player. So how much did that influence you, and who were some maybe key figures in your life to help you get to where you are now?
Well, obviously being from Detroit, I grew up watching the Red Wings, idolizing the Red Wings. And actually I didn't start off playing hockey. I started off playing soccer, actually, and I was lucky enough because the soccer complex also had a roller rink in there. So it was actually one morning, me and my brother were, walking down from soccer, and we looked at the hockey rink. We're like, we want to do that. And, ever since then, we played roller hockey till about, 10, and then we decided ice hockey, and then we've just loved it ever since. But, I think big factors, why I love hockey is, I always idolized Nick Lidstrom growing up, Sergei Fedorov, the Steve Yzermans. You just watch those guys, and you just fall in love with the game and what they do.
Yeah, Nick Lidstrom, they called him the perfect human when he was playing here. So. And you're a left-handed defenseman, so there you go. Maybe you could pick up some things. Obviously, I think a lot of people have, but yeah, over the years, he's one of the best players to watch. Anybody else that influenced your game that you were watching coming up?
Like more modern day, I'd say I love watching PK Subban, Eric Carlson. They're guys I love to watch. They're fun to watch. But that's really it. I like watching the forwards like Crosby, Matthews, all those guys. But I try and just kind of watch the D. But, like the big guys, Lidstrom, Subban, Carlson, all those guys I just love to watch.
And lastly, what's one thing you picked up from your experience? You played in 19 games so far this season. You've had plenty of opportunity to learn on the fly and pick up some tips that you can't really gather from just watching the game.
I think, in college, I think the biggest thing I've taken away from it is, you gotta be ready to play every night. You can't take a shift off, or, the speed is so fast at this level. If you make one little mistake, then, the puck's either in your zone for, a minute or 2, or the puck's in the back of your net. So I think the biggest thing is, just being hard, being strong, and being, doing as good of a job as you can with anything. So
That's Brendon Michaelian. He and the Colonials try to get it turned around this weekend. They're at Holy Cross. We'll have the coverage at rmucolonials.com.